my god, the highly anticipated Grand Theft Auto 6 has been leaked again. A very well-known GTA 6 leaker is back, this time with brand new leak straight from a Rockstar Games employee. It's about gameplay features, activities, and possibilities that were originally planned for GTA 6, but have since been scrapped. The crazy thing is, we've already seen a lot of this content in the mega leak and even in official footage. Using 2 weapons at once, owning pets, listening to music through AirPods. And will there actually be full nude scenes? So many questions. But why was all of this removed? And what impact will all of this have on the map and the final gameplay experience? Yeah, guys, this is already the 5th part of this series. And in the last 4 parts, I showed you how GTA 6 is going to change for the better. But of course, with every positive thing, there's always a downside. And today we're going to talk in detail about this downside. Before we get to the leaker's source, I just want to quickly mention what today's topic will be. Yeah, like I said, in the last parts we talked about the new features coming to GTA 6. We covered things like technology, patents, and new dynamic systems that we haven't had until now. And today, we're talking about things that have been cut from GTA 6. Yes, you heard that right. Parts that were seen in the alpha version during the mega leak, or things where Rockstar Games thought, whoa, we can't implement this the way we planned. The details I'm going to share with you are said to come directly from Rockstar Games employees. And this information was basically passed on anonymously through a third party, namely Gameroll. Yes, and 2 weeks before the second trailer, he also revealed the last names of Jason and Lucia. When asked how he knew the names, he answered clearly, from a Rockstar Games employee. But which things have actually been cut and doesn't have a huge impact? That's what we're going to assess now. So, first of all, the prone position is said to have been removed, or in German, the lying down position. Yes, and we saw this lying down position in the alpha version, as well as later in the more advanced version. It's definitely a real shame, because it would have added a lot of strategic aspects, whether in story mode or online mode. It would have been a definite upgrade in terms of skill. You could also expand the stealth mode by hiding in tall grass or crawling under cars. Hunting would also be much more dynamic, because we could just snipe from the prone position or position ourselves on rooftops or hills. At Mount Karaga, it would definitely be a really nice aspect if we could crawl through various crevices and ravines. But as I said, unfortunately, this option is supposed to be removed. The second feature that's supposed to be removed is the ability to shoot with 2 weapons at the same time. Yes, we already had this option back in 2004 in GTA San Andreas. It's a real shame that there won't be any Lara Croft or John Wick style gameplay now, but that the strategic option to use 2 different weapons, like in Red Dead Redemption 2, is being dropped. It would also clearly symbolize a certain status. Like, hey, don't even think about messing with this player, because they've got some serious skills. Yeah, that too has been scrapped. Point number 3, and this is the bitter disappointment for every rascal out there. Because it's been confirmed once again, there will be no fully nude scenes. It's actually a real shame, especially when you look at this advanced jiggle-wiggle effect. But oh well, we'll just have to live with it. Point number 4. What has also been cut from the GTA 6 gameplay is that there won't be a Disney World parody. Yeah, for a long time there was speculation that maybe there would be something like Fred's Fairyland, and leakers described it back then as a park that's basically Disneyland for adults. And if you know Rockstar Games' quirky sense of humor, you know that could have turned into something really special. Yeah, and the whole thing with the amusement park wasn't just made up out of nowhere. No, there have actually been hints in the GTA world before that there should be a park like this in the universe. Plus, some people have even posted leaks online with concepts of what the whole thing was supposed to look like. Even though the whole thing has now been scrapped, there's at least one reassuring thing. We'll still officially have a Ferris wheel right in the middle of Vice City. For all the fairground fans out there. Well, maybe next time. Okay, let's go. Then the Rockstar Games employee also said that there won't be any pets available for purchase. The only thing that's now officially confirmed is that Jason and Lucia will have a snake in their safe house. And Jason is also supposed to have an iguana that he can feed. And now I'm wondering, could it be that iguana from trailer number 2 that's making its way to Jason? Of course, I have to say, the hype around GTA 6 is huge, and naturally, it's even better if there are going to be even more possibilities. But the fact is, GTA 6 isn't and never with The Sims. If you want to have dogs you can pet, then go play Nintendogs. The only points I can think of that would actually improve the gameplay if you could buy pets would be, for example, that you could have a unique bond with pets like dogs, cats, or parrots, and that each pet would have a special ability. You could get a parrot to fly off and steal some keys, A cat could distract someone here and there, and you could basically use a dog as a weapon if you're in danger. Alright, and now let's get to the GTA 6 map, because apparently a large part of it has actually been cut. To be more specific, it's about the western part, namely the Panhandle. Yeah, this appendage, so to speak, is something you know from the original Florida. And if you look at the mapping community, they've really based themselves a lot on this shape. Some people said, wow, finally something new. Others said, nah, it's too oddly shaped, it won't be any fun. Personally, I would find it a shame if that part were left out, because I think this shape would make us use not just cars more often, but also boats or planes. Besides, I'm sure you could incorporate a lot of random events. So, and now comes a point that will make a lot of you very sad. Apparently, it will no longer be possible to break into private houses, villas, or motels. The only option will be to rob stores. If that's true, it would of course be a real shame, because a lot of gameplay aspects would be lost. Because just imagine, you're so greedy and break into a villa without knowing it belongs to some mobster. The next step could be that this mobster checks the security cameras, and then you'd have some serious and dynamic in-game problems with the mafia. That's why it would be cool and very strategic if, for example, you could use a crowbar, lockpicks, or hacking skills. Point number 8, which was scrapped, is that you could use AirPods in-game. Yeah, in various official materials we see something like AirPods. But the question is and remains, is it all just decoration, or is it an actual feature? And if you're thinking, hey, there's no way it's just for show, then let me quickly remind you of GTA 5, the scene with Michael. Yeah, I'd say at this point, I can't remember ever being able to listen to music in-game while running around. So, that means we couldn't explore the world and listen to music at the same time, or even just listen to music. Whether it was jogging, hunting, playing basketball, going to the gym, surfing, or skating during sports activities. Also, it would be super nice to have something like Spotify in-game, where we could even create our own playlist from different radio stations. Yeah, like I said, that option is currently off the table, but the Rockstar Games employee still has hope that it might get added in-game after all. So let's just wait and see together. Alright, and now we come to the last point, the trip gameplay. Literally. Surely you still remember this conversation from the mega leak. Life Invader, so Jane Norris can download your fucking brain and sell it to the Chinese. Yo, and this conversation is supposed to have been completely removed from GTA 6 gameplay. An important point that gets lost because of this is that we might lose a possible connection between Michael, Franklin, and Trevor to GTA 6. Yeah, like I said, Gameroll is the source. And if you ask whether you can believe all of it 100%, I would clearly answer no. Because, I mean, it's also speculation on his part. And the aspect that makes the source credible is the following. This person already knew 2 weeks before the official announcement what Jason and Lucia's last names are, and whether this argument is so decisive for you that you say, wow, I believe everything from this source. That's something you have to decide for yourself. But no matter how it turns out, friends, I'm looking forward to every day that brings us closer together. GTA 6 is coming, and for sure, at some point while we're playing GTA 6, we'll look back and say, wow, that was a wild time full of speculation.